Hello again! Welcome to an episode of RIMWORLD, Solo Survival with Doctrzombie. I just recently was talking about this game on Twitter. I love this game. It's a combination of Dwarf Fortress meets Firefly with graphics that are similar to Prison Architect. It's an early alpha. You can get it on Steam for $29.99, and if you are a fan of simulation survival games, god games, this one is going to hit all the right notes for you. Now, it's still being updated. It's still being improved. I've got an older version because I borrowed it from somebody who purchased a DRM-free version. And I'd like to, kind of give a little let's play of this game some real attention because it deserves it. And I think you're going to enjoy it. So what I'm going to do, I mentioned it's going to be solo survival. I'm going to start a new colony. And do the Rich Explorer, a single person. Now, the standard RimWorld experience is Crash Landed, where you start with 3. I've also played Lost Tribe, where you start with 5 people, but the technology is pretty low. I've never done this before, so it may not last very long. But I want to see how far I can get as a solo explorer. Now, some people might not know this, but I really like Dwarf Fortress. I've been a Dwarf Fortress fan for a long time. In fact, so much of a fan that I used to write a Community Fortress post on the Dwarf Fortress forums. Choose AI Storyteller. I'm just going to use Cassandra Classic. She creates a very steady curve. It's a standard version, but you can also go for somebody who gives you lots of time between things, or a random dude who just doesn't care. Things can really bite you. I'd like to do a little challenge. Nothing too insane. I mean, this is my first time doing a single survivor, and frankly, most of my other colonies have wound up biting it after a few cycles. So we're going to give it a good try here. We're going to choose a seed that you guys could pick as well. And in the spirit of 2B2T, we're going to do the seed Anarchy. Now, the seed just simply generates a world for you, and we've got this one here with sort of glacial areas and tundras and deserts and whatnot. I'm going to pick a zone that has a year-round growing period, so that I don't have to worry too much about whether or not it's the right growing season. And I'd like to get one that has some mountains. So here we go. We've got year-round. We've got a mountainous forest region. This is perfect. This is basically easy mode. You could pick something much more terrible to try to survive through. But like I said, with a single player and not being the best at this game, I think I'd like to tilt some of the odds in my favor and try to see how long I can survive. So I've chosen this little mountain here in that part of the world. And I'm going to click Select Site. Alright, this is my dude. And I'm going to give him the nickname of Doctrzombie. Oh, it's not going to go all the way there, so I'll do Doctrzombie. Or how actually DZ. That seems to work for most people. Velius Alyup is a teenage male colonist, age 17, whose chronological age is 236. He's been in cryosleep for a long time. So yeah, this game, like I said, it's kind of Dwarf Fortress meets Firefly. It's about trying to make your place in an outer rim world, far away from the core colonies of galactic civilization. Looks like DZ here is a really great crafter. He's got good shooting. He can do everything. He's not incapable of anything. That's fantastic. I'm thinking that perhaps when you have this situation where you have only a single player, single character to control, they probably tilt the odds so that you won't have any. Sometimes when you play this game, they can't do certain things because their history. Like here, he's been an apprentice smith and became a blacksmith. Their history might, prevent them from putting out fires, which could be really bad if it's your only guy. And it fucking failed. What happened? This must be because I'm... Alright, I had a game crash there. I'm not sure if it was because I was running fraps when I hit that go button. It seems like that may have been the case. So I wound up with a slightly different guy, and I'll show you him in a minute. But here we go. Neurosimulations, hollow games, free orgies. They've never been enough for me. I wanted more. The grit and consequence of real life they talk about in history books. I wanted to know what real challenge and consequence felt like. After a journey of decades in cryosleep, I'm landing on my unknown rim world. Alright, here I am. in my landing pod, and I'm immediately going to pause. I start with a pet warg named Deep. Here's my character, and here's his skill set. Again, incapable of none. I think that's by default when you have a single player here. Construction is good. Growing is excellent. I'll be able to grow a whole bunch of crops that I'm definitely going to need. Mining's good. Shooting and melee are a little bit lower than they were before, but that's okay. I start with a charge rifle, which is pretty sweet, so I'm going to go ahead and equip that right away. And then I'm going to unforbid all of these items here that I started with. Gold, components, Glitter World medicine's very good. I got some extra steel here, and what looks like great freaking news. I start right next to this awesome structure. So I'm going to go ahead and put a steel door right in the middle. That'll be like the first thing I want to do, and I want to prioritize that. So he's going to grab some steel and open the door. I need a bed. That is my first ping over here. And, oh, look at this. That may be bad news. Ancient Cryosleep Casket with a Psychic Shock Lance. Soothe Pulsar. I worry about this. I don't know if this is designed specifically for this type of game, or if I just unluckily opened up a room with something horrible sleeping in it, but I guess I'm going to find out real quick here. I only have pants. I don't have a shirt. Alright, well, it says activate. I deeply worry about this. What is the Psychic Shock Lance? One use artifact that directs psychic disturbances toward one character. Okay, we don't need that. I can use it to knock out somebody. As far as I could tell, I didn't wake up anything horrible, and I really need to use this room for my base. So I'm going to go ahead and plop a wooden bed down in there. And I'm going to want a standing lamp to light the room, and a plant pot so that it looks nice. I'll put that here. Because this is my bedroom and I'm the only person here, I can put some crafting stuff in there as well. I don't think I want to put my butcher and electric stove there, but I will put a research bench right there. And with that, well, that'll do for now. Yep, area revealed. Alright, so I could zoom out here and get a good lay of the land. Got a couple nice little nooks and crannies I can work on. If I seal this area off up top, I can maybe protect this opening here, and then I have to worry about the bottom section. Or I can maybe move. I'm probably going to stick here because I got a wall here I can turn into part of a building. Got my building here. I can either seal off this back entrance or seal off the top entrance. I think I'm going to seal off the back entrance here. But there's another nice building over here. See, anytime I seal off a direction, then it's going to cost me more time to move through the other ones. But let's think safety here. While he's off collecting supplies for the research bench. Let me speed it up a bit. Alright, first things first. I need a place to store my food so that it's not going to go bad. And I need electricity to power that freezer. I'm going to make use of the wall here because there's only one of me right now. I'm just going to build a small, reasonably small freezer. And before he starts working on it, I'm going to want to put a solar panel. I'm going to put it here. Power conduit there, and most importantly, the cooler. Now I press E to rotate. I'm going to put it right there. The cooler is used as sort of an air conditioning unit, but I can bring it down to sub-zero temperatures so that I can essentially turn it into a walk-in freezer where I'll keep all my dead bodies. And also, other food. I'll store all my food in there. These here don't rot. These are packaged survival meals. They never go bad. So I've got a good 40 meals before I actually need to hunt anything. But it never hurts. If I do get some additional survivors, they're going to be hungry too, and that survival package quantity is going to drop really fast. Don't forget to unforbid those. So usually when I start in a new area, there are pockets of resources around here that are marked forbidden that I should you know, unforbid so that I can go grab them if I need them. Usually steel or lumber. I don't see any more right now, but I haven't quite, you know, made the rounds through the whole map yet. And they're usually on the border. Not seeing anything. That's alright. I don't really need anything. Ooh, we got some, what is this? Jade. Jade down here. That'll sell for nice. Or I can use it to make things that are really expensive. Okay, nothing jumps out at me right now. Everything's kind of in my little base area here. While he's setting that up, I can go ahead and zone this. I can configure the storage area using this button down here. I'm going to clear everything, and I only allow foods and specifically animal corpses. That'll turn it into basically a food storage area. Almost done with that, and I'm going to want to build some additional structures. A nice little workshop area here would be nice. I want an in and an outdoor. Well, I mean, not specifically like controlled in and out, but I want 2 exits so I can go through it. And then I'll start with a butcher table. Now these things might not be that important this early in the game, given how much food I have and the fact that I only have 1 person with which to eat it. But in a normal 3 colonist game, you want to get your food supply up really quickly. And you don't want to build an electric stove until you're sure that it's roofed in. Take that one. Free advice from Doctrzombie. If it rains on your electric stove, it will explode. If it's connected to the power lines. Alright, the cooler's here. It's not currently powered because the solar generator is not built yet. But I can go ahead and set what degree I want it here. So I can subtract 18 degrees Fahrenheit, and I want to put it at 32 or below, which will be freezing. I'll put it at 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That'll keep it running as long as it's warmer than 10 degrees inside this room here. And it'll export hot air outside. So if you accidentally build something out here, that cooler's constantly going to heat it up. So you don't want to do that. If you want to heat a room, there's a heater, which is actually much more efficient. I'm assuming. I don't actually know that. But here, that's heater. Also, I can use vents to keep the temperature between 2 rooms equal. I am talking as though you guys don't know anything about this game, and I'm assuming that that's the case, because it is sort of a early access, underappreciated, underreported game. I mean, this is glorious. Look at this beautiful fucking game. I love it! I always used to pimp out Dwarf Fortress to people. I used to say, oh, Dwarf Fortress is the best game. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. And almost everybody responded with, but it's in ASCII, and I don't want to try to learn what all the damn characters look like. But, I mean, everybody knows that this is a fucking turtle. You can see it's a turtle. So that really helps with the curve of getting into the game. One thing I do want to do here is put some lights in these rooms. Otherwise, my colonists will be unhappy when it's dark. Production. That's the big deal here, isn't it? We've got our butcher's table. Sculptor's table would be for artwork. I can put that over here. A electric tailoring bench will be great for, you know, making clothing. But did I already roof it? It'll tell me... No, it says it's outdoors, because, well, this isn't finished yet. Yeah. This here is not roofed either. So when he finishes building all these walls, he'll go back and add roof. Could take a little while, though, because he's got a lot of other stuff he wants to build. Also, I'm running out of wood. That may be the problem. Let me order him to chop down a few trees. He won't chop down the ones that are not ready yet. These are only 25% grown. Somewhere in the 70-80 range. Actually, this one's only 50, so I guess 50 range, they'll be ready to harvest. This one's fully grown. Obviously, the more grown a tree is, the more wood you get out of it. So this is the first episode in the series, so if you guys really enjoy it, let me know. I had a little free time tonight. Just so happens that I was talking about this game today, saying, you know, I'd love to do a Let's Play on this, and, or maybe it was yesterday. I think it was today. And then my wife said she was going out with some friends, and I was like, well, if that's not a sign that I should play this game, I don't know what is. Still building my artwork on 2B2T, so that's not going to be too exciting. I thought about doing like a live stream, but honestly, a live stream of that would be just horrendously boring. Yeah, man, you got to get this solar panel built if you want all these things to be running. I guess it's not critical right now. So a big part of this game, probably the thing that you're going to have the most trouble with your first time through, and maybe even every time through, is keeping people happy. When people are unhappy, they don't work, and they freak out. Sometimes they set fires, sometimes they attack people. It can be really bad. So this needs tab here on your character will give you a good indication of what's making them happy, like the fact that he knows he's in, the outback on a RIMWORLD. That'll give him a little bit of optimism. And things that are making him unhappy, like the fact that he's currently dark, and he just doesn't feel well right now. He's sad. And he ate without a table, so I'm going to have to get that fixed. I'm going to have to put a table. Fortunately, I don't really need a huge dining room, like I would for other games, where I have more colonists. So, let's see here. Dining room should be near the freezer, and the freezer, of course, should then be near, butcher tables, which I'll put in here. I've got one already. Is he sleeping? No, he's just gazing up at the stars, taking it easy. That'll make him happy, too, taking a little time for himself to look at the stars. Let's leave a 2-road space and put a small building here, whose main function is to serve as the mess hall. Oh, I'd rather build the doors out of wood, so I'll let him figure shit out. He's gonna eat another one of those packages. I only got 38 days worth of meals left. Actually, not even days, 38 meals left. Alright guys, well that is it for the first episode. We've got our basic foundation here. We were lucky with this starting building right where we crash landed. And we've gotten a freezer that's not quite working, but at least it's laid out. And a production zone, which I'm going to have to clear and put floors in there. Going to build a mess hall. And old DZ, Doctrzombie, he's taking a nap right now. Male colonist, age 16. Wow. I guess they send him out to the RIMWORLDs young these days. But things are going well for Doctrzombie. They won't stay that way for long. So please, if you like the series, tune in. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a like if you really enjoy it. And obviously come back next time when we play RIMWORLD Solo Survival again.